So first, I want to congratulate each and every one of you on your courage and your kindness, the kindness I'm witnessing among you this morning. And then I want to tell you a story. It's a very old story, even an ancient story, and it's called The Tiger. Where is she? The Tiger and the Tiger and the Strawberry. It's a Zen Buddhist story about a person walking through the woods, or a dense, thick, crowded woods or jungle, and they're just walking along, and they hear a noise, and they see a rustle in the underbrush, and all of a sudden they see these two bright eyes shining at them, and they realize they're face to face with a tiger. And of course they're terrified, and they move away from the tiger, and they're really scared, and the tiger's coming out of the underbrush and starting to snarl and growl, so the person starts to run, and the tiger's chasing them. So they're running as fast as they can, and the tiger is keeping up pretty well. And the person's hardly staying ahead of the tiger, and running and kind of out of the woods and into a field, and then comes to the edge of a cliff, looks behind, there's the tiger coming full force, and they see a big thick vine at the edge of the cliff, and they grab onto the vine and they swing over the edge of the cliff, hanging, kind of catching their breath, look up, there's the tiger, pacing back and forth, looking down, hanging onto the vine, look down, oh no, there's another tiger, pacing back and forth beneath the vine, look up, oh no, there's a mouse chewing on the vine. The person's like, and then they look straight ahead, and they see a strawberry growing on a thinner vine that's twined around the thick vine that they're holding on to. And they let go with one hand, and they take the strawberry and eat it. The end. Life can feel just like that. Like we're being chased by a tiger behind us, and there's a tiger waiting to get us up above or down below. Sometimes it feels like we're running out of time. Life is just too scary, that there's something chewing through our lifeline, something threatening us, and that we have to hold on even tighter to what we know or what we have, or else. And all that stress of running and of hanging on and of feeling like we're in danger and there's no escape. All those feelings and physical responses can be exhausting, can make us feel really nervous, super anxious, and sometimes depressed, like we're under a weight that we can't lift, or like we share a fate that we can't control. I'm pretty sure you, each of you, and all of you know what I'm talking about. Am I right? Yes. Everyone in this room, I want you to know in the front row here, that everyone in this room knows from experience that it's difficult to manage life, and it's difficult to manage our feelings that arise in response to almost everything or anything. I'm about to turn 60 years old, and I'm still learning how. But I really want you to hear this. There are no bad feelings. There are no bad feelings. And learning how to tolerate even the most extreme, the most urgent, or the most painful ones is a powerful personal practice that can change your life for the better. All y'all. We can learn to tolerate even the worst feelings long enough for us to decide what we're going to do with or about those feelings. Now, lots of people don't like the story I told you because of the ending. The person eats a strawberry, the mouse is chewing, the person falls, the end, implying that what happens next? Thank you very much. Yes, Violet, they die. The person dies. The person dies. They ate exactly right. They ate a strawberry, though. Thank you. And the more important question, I think, today is what is the person focused on right before the end, while they're still alive? What is the person focused on? Good thing, a sweet thing, something growing, something alive, food, taste, pleasure, color, sweetness. They aren't focused on fear or pain or anxiety or death. That person is focused on life and love right up until the end. That's the way I want to die, and it's the way I want to live, and it's also how I want each of you to live your lives, with less fear and anxiety and insecurity and hopelessness, and with more presence and purpose and power and passion. So my charge to you today is to practice being present. It's taken me forever to understand what that even means, but getting and eating a strawberry is a great way to start understanding what it means. Tigers above, tigers below. Look, here's a strawberry right in front of me. This is actually the predicament that we are always in terms of our birth and death. I can see it, I can smell it, I can touch it, I can feel it, I can taste it. In a few minutes, I'll be able to hear y'all chewing one. We could get depressed about it, or we could finally appreciate it and delight in the preciousness of every single moment of our life. No matter what feelings come and go, no matter how complicated or chaotic or obsessive your thinking becomes, when you feel like you're losing it, I charge you with returning to your senses to help you find and take your next step in life. May it be so. I am. Remember to return to your senses. Thank you.
Speaking of fear, I brought my sword. So life's about strawberries, being in the present moment. It's also about protection. And it's also about the symbol of a sword it's a symbol of wisdom in many cultures. It's also the symbol of power over life and death. And the reason I brought this sword was, number one, you've displayed some real wisdom in this class this year and just this morning. And I want to say that the reason that we do this class, and the reason that we support you through this new period in your life, is because you are entering the period in life. You're not a child anymore. This is it. We're drawing a line today. You're no longer a child. You're now moving into this awkward stage of life we call adolescence, between being a child and being an adult. But in this stage, you begin to have some power over life and death. What do I mean? I mean, you are already or soon will be able to conceive a child. The greatest responsibility that any of us ever have. So to have the kind of values that you need to make good decisions, to protect yourself, to protect each other, to protect the world, and to protect the child yet to be. Also, you'll soon be able to drive, or be in cars with other friends who can drive. And you'll be making choices about whether you should be texting while driving or changing your Spotify playlist while driving, which could, life or death, could kill somebody, including you or somebody else. This is whether to get in a car, whether if you've been drinking or someone else has been drinking or otherwise taking drugs. When somebody says, hey, take this pill, it'll be really fun. It could be a matter of life and death. And so you're entering a new stage. And the thing is that your parents, who are right here, who love you so much, who've been telling you what to do throughout your life, sometimes irritating you by telling you what to do, but now they are going to begin more and more to give you the responsibility to make decisions for yourselves. They're still morally and legally responsible for you, so they're not going to let you just do anything you want to do. And sometimes they're going to hand you the sword, and sometimes they're going to take it back and say, no, this decision is too big for you. And they have the right to say no and to veto your decision still at this stage in your life. But they want to give it to you more and more to make decisions, and the more responsible you are with the decisions you make, the more they'll give it to you. And the less they'll have to take it back. Because in the end, we're not raising children, we're raising adults. And you have shown us today that you have a moral compass and you have the ability to make good decisions. So you're ready to enter this stage of your life. We, as a church, we also have a new relationship with you. Not just your parents, but us. So in this stage in your life, we give you the coolest room in the whole church. It's yours. Right? And we give you a full-time staff person because we know that this is a very important and difficult and confusing stage that you're in. And we want to make sure you get through it with support and love and all the things that you discussed in your credos. You know, I want to end by saying that when you come up here in a moment, I'm going to ask you to hold the sword, and I want you to close your eyes for a second and just feel the feeling of having the power over life and death. That's the change that's happening today in your life. And number two, I just want to say, it's been a hard week in America. It's been a hard couple of weeks. It's been a hard couple of years. And the thing is, we had mass shooting, children, 9-year-olds, 3 who were killed. We had tornadoes rip through. We have political division and a lot of fear of president being indicted for the first time in our history. And I have to say something, that in the midst of all that scariness, there's also been heroic people, police officers who ran in and saved lives, people who've run in to save lives around the tornadoes, all kinds of heroic people. You have shown us that you have heroic hearts. And that when difficult times come, you're going to be there to be on the right side of history and doing the right things. And that makes us really hopeful. In a really difficult week in America, you have given us the greatest hope we could ever imagine. God bless you. We love you.